home stretch of the election, Vice President Kamala Harris is out with some scathing ads exposing Donald Trump, like this one right here. Let's play it.
I talked to Putin a lot. I got along with him well. And I know Putin so well. I'd like to congratulate Vladimir Putin for having made yet another great deal. Did you see the deal we made?
Talk to him like that?
Oh, no, I had a very good relationship. That's a good thing, not a bad thing. And I'm trying to tell people, no, it's a good thing. When you see Putin and you see all of these people, they're at the top of their game. And I also have a very good relationship, as you know, with President Putin. And I think if we win, I think we're going to get it resolved very quickly. I really think we're going to get it resolved.
I hope we have more good relations.
We're going to have, I see. Yeah, but, you know, it takes two to tango, you know.
Vice President Kamala Harris then released this other new ad highlighting Donald Trump's illegal relationship with Vladimir Putin. Let's play it.
Trump will always choose Putin over the American people. And now we have evidence. A new report that he secretly sent Putin COVID tests while withholding them from sick and dying Americans.
So I said to my people, slow the testing down, please.
Who will Trump look out for in his second term?
I think I could have a very good relationship with President Putin. I'm not disavowing that he called me a genius.
It's not you.
Vice President Kamala Harris did this split screen ad showing Donald Trump weak versus her being tough. Play this clip.
Are you ready for some tough questions?
You're going to be fair.
But you're okay with some tough questions?
No, I'm not.
Why didn't your administration take those steps in 2021?
The first bill we proposed to Congress was to fix our broken immigration system. It was not taken up. A bipartisan group of members of the United States Senate, including one of the most conservative members of the United States Senate, got together, came up with a border security bill. Donald Trump got word, so he told his buddies in Congress, kill the bill, don't let it move forward.
But no, your first question was, this is going to be tough questions.
Would you meet with President Vladimir Putin to negotiate a solution to the war in Ukraine?
Not bilaterally without Ukraine, no. Ukraine must have a say in the future of Ukraine.
I think we have enough of an interview here, Hope. Okay, that's enough. Let's go.
If he is not going to give your viewers the ability to have a meaningful, thoughtful conversation, question and answer with you, then watch his rallies. You're going to hear conversations that are about himself and all of his personal grievances. And what you will not hear is anything about you, the listener.
So we're waiting for an apology. They want to do it again. I'll do it again, but they got to apologize. Don't you think I should make them apologize?
Another split screen ad from Vice President Kamala Harris right here, as Vice President Kamala Harris worked hard and around the clock to deliver on disaster relief. Donald Trump called for nuking hurricanes. Let's play it.
We have mobilized more than 1,500 federal personnel. We have food, water, and generators that are ready for deployment. Today, I'm also announcing that the president has approved the governor's request for 100% federal reimbursement of local costs.
Someone drew on an extra part, very clumsily there, to make it appear as if Alabama might also be in the storm's path, which it wasn't.
The president suggested bombing a hurricane on multiple occasions. Briefers reportedly told the president, we'll look into that.
We will continue to do everything we can to help you recover and to help you rebuild, no matter how long it takes.
This is a tough hurricane, one of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water.
Here's a new ad from Republican voters against Trump. When Americans were dying by the hundreds, Trump was busy sending COVID test kits to Putin. Americans died while Donald Trump was appeasing a dictator. This is unforgivable. Unforgivable. Play it.
In the height of the pandemic, people were dying by the hundreds.
I yelled at him, "Don't leave me.
It's just a different future for me." And remember, everybody was scrambling to get the COVID test kits.
The U.S. does not have enough test kits to meet the demand.
And Donald Trump secretly sent COVID test kits to Putin, an adversary to the United States, because he admires dictators when the American people are dying by the hundreds and in need of relief. That is just the most recent, stark example of who Donald Trump is. And what I see, people are coming together of all different backgrounds to say, you know what, do we want a president who's going to abide by the oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, or someone who is full-time engaged in flattery from Vladimir Putin and sending COVID testing kits over to him when Americans are dying every day?
My worst fear is that she feels like she died alone.
Vice President Kamala Harris then turned Donald Trump's appearance on this podcast into an ad. Watch this brilliant work here. Let's play it.
What about Mike Pence? You got anything for Mike Pence?
Well, it's a shame because he and I had a very good relationship.
Hanging out somewhere.
He couldn't cross the line of doing what was right, in my opinion.
Here's a new one from the Lincoln Project. Draining the swamp has new meaning this election. America is ready to turn the page on Trump for good. Great work, Lincoln Project. Let's play it.
My fellow Americans, it's time to clean house. Clean out the privileges and perks. Clean out the arrogance and big egos. Clean out the scandals.
Trump found guilty on all 34 criminal charges against him.
Beware the temptation of pride.
I am the chosen one.
Don't let anyone tell you that America's best days are behind her.
The American dream is dead.
There are people who try to will freedom away. They try to legislate it away.
I got rid of Roe v. Wade.
That's what tyranny is.
He says, "You're not going to be a dictator, are you?" I said, no, other than day one.
Regimes planted by bayonets do not take root. Armed aggression must not succeed.
If I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Here's another one from the Lincoln Project. MAGA's last attempted coup failed, but that doesn't mean they won't try again. As long as Donald Trump is running for president, January 6th never ended. Play this clip.
They want you to forget about January 6th. They want you to forget that Donald Trump lost the election and knew it on election night.
This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. Frankly, we did win. He beat us by a whisker.
They want you to forget any illegal conspiracy against the United States of America and every American voter. They want you to forget when they lost in court, that they used violence at the Capitol. But we haven't forgotten, and we won't. Trump and his associates are amping it up again, planting the seeds that will lead to the same violence and chaos.
It's hard to say what you're going to do and what you're not.
It's not over on election day. It's over on inauguration day.
My answer is always conditional.
The only way they're going to win, in my opinion, is if they cheat. Prosecute people that cheat. They cheat. Do you understand that, you crooked people?
Senator, will you accept the election?
Hillary Clinton said we will use constitutional processes to challenge issues.
Assaults on police officers. Threats to poll workers.
200,000 volunteers to be poll watchers.
Attacks on our institutions. In 2021, they failed to overturn the election. January 6th was a trial run. They learned lessons, put new allies in vital positions.
It's going to take a civil war to save the country.
If Kamala wins, Trump will make sure it's painful for America, but not nearly as painful if he won. There's a fight ahead, either way, and the first and most important one will be at the ballot box. Don't get comfortable. Don't take down your guard, because now, more than ever, it's America or Trump.
The Lincoln Project is also dropping these vignettes right here, like this one. Quote, "We allow them to come in and raid and rape our country." This is what Donald Trump said. Hashtag things fascists say. Play this clip.
We allowed them to come in and raid and rape our country. That's what they did. Oh, he used the word rape. That's right. I used the word rape. They raped our country.
They're poisoning the blood of our
what they've done.
Another video from the Lincoln Project here where they go, we'd like to formally invite @Real Donald Trump to take a cognitive test that isn't for children under the age of 5. Let's play it.
Okay, Donald, you've mentioned cognitive tests enough. We're convinced. Now that you're the old man in the race, we want to make you an offer. The majority of voters believe cognitive tests should be required for president. So take a real cognitive test at a nationally renowned medical center. All you have to do is sit down and be that smart guy you're so sure you are. You'll pass, right?
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
And hey, we know money is tight for you right now, so we'll pay for it. Every penny. Unless you're scared. After all, Kamala Harris did make you look awfully bad in that debate. Almost as if you aren't a stable genius. Take the test, Donald. Prove to America that you're sane, smart, all there. Majority of Americans will back you on this. You'll come out looking better than ever, won't you?
Trust me, I'm like a smart person.
Lincoln Project dropped this one. We're telling young voters it's time to vote for us. Play this clip.
My generation dreams about what everybody dreams about: starting a family, owning a home, building a life with stability, and having hard work pay off. People ask why we're not married, why we're not having kids, why we don't own a home. It's because no matter how hard we work, big banks, big tech, big insurance companies find a way to screw us. They raise their prices and get bailed out when they screw up. We're not asking for a handout or a bailout. We just want the chance to make it. Have someone in our corner who fights for us. Someone who gives a damn. Who'll take on the people gouging us and win. And that someone is Kamala Harris.
I will fight to give money back to working and middle-class Americans.
In this election, we're not just choosing a candidate. We're choosing a future.
Here's another one of those vignettes, things fascists say, where Donald Trump says that immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. Let's play it.
They've allowed this country to be poisoned at our border. They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done. They poisoned. Our country is being poisoned. And this is poisoning our country. But they're not humans. They're not humans. They're animals that live like vermin within the confines of our country.
It's in their genes. And we got a lot of bad genes in our country right now.
They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done.
Here's the Lincoln Project's new ad in partnership with Democracy 2025, presenting a series of 4 short films by 3 world-class directors examining reproductive rights, insulin prices, healthcare, and burn pit legislation. Let's play it.
We had a choice to make, and it was either put our child out of his misery or both of us were going to die.
Near total abortion bans only allow abortions if the life, not the health, but if the life of the mother is at risk.
They couldn't do anything for me because I wasn't sick enough.
We shouldn't wait until they're sick and try to pull them back from the brink of death. That's not good medicine.
This is a healthcare crisis. Women's issues are America's issues. Stand with us.
A new ad also by the Harris campaign that's targeting hundreds and thousands of Polish Americans. Let's play it.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
And when one man is enslaved, all are not free.
American presidents, Republican and Democrat, have always defied Russia's communist dictators and defended American ideals. Kamala Harris gets this.
If we stand by while an aggressor invades its neighbor with impunity, they will keep going.
Kamala Harris will stand up to Putin, protect our allies, and keep us safe.
And here's also a new ad by Vice President Kamala Harris. As voters are increasingly concerned about an erratic, unstable Donald Trump, the Harris campaign is highlighting Republican officials who are endorsing Kamala Harris. Let's play it.
Of 100 Republicans who worked in national security for Presidents Reagan, both Bushes, and for President Trump, now endorsing Harris for president.
She came up as a prosecutor, an attorney general, into the Senate. She has the kind of character that's going to be necessary in the presidency.
Vice President Harris is standing in the breach at a critical moment in our nation's history. We have a shared commitment as Americans to do what's right for this country. This year, I am proudly casting my vote for Vice President Kamala Harris.
Former generals, secretaries of defense, secretaries of the Army, Navy, and Air Force, CIA directors, and National Security Council leaders under Democratic and Republican presidents, Republican members of Congress, and even former Trump administration officials agree there's only one candidate fit to lead our nation, and that's Kamala Harris.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
And although these two things I'm about to show you are not ads per se, former President Obama is the greatest orator of our times. Watch what he says here.
If Donald Trump does not care that a mob might attack his own vice president, do you think he cares about you? Pennsylvania, we do not need 4 more years of that. We don't need 4 more years of arrogance and bumbling and bluster and division. America's ready to turn the page. We are ready for a better story, one that helps us work together instead of turning against each other. Pennsylvania, we're ready for President Kamala Harris.
And this was also from that same speech he gave in Pittsburgh. Let's play it.
Constant attempts to sell you stuff. Who does that? Selling you gold sneakers and a $100,000 watch and most recently a Trump Bible. He wants you to buy the Word of God, Donald Trump edition. Got his name right there next to Matthew and Luke. I mean, you could not make this stuff up. If you saw it on Saturday Night Live, you'd say, well, no, that's going too far. No, he's doing that.
Anyway, tell me what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million together. What incredible ads those were.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.